Today I want to talk about Masonic aprons. First, we'll start out with one of the first past master aprons I received is this one. I received this and after I became a past master at Henry L. Palmer Lodge. And you'll notice here that it has the square and compasses on it, but it also has the sextant along the bottom. And what that does is it basically denotes me as being a past master. If someone wore this and they were not a past master, if they'd not already gone through the chairs and served as a master, then that would not be there, or it should not be there, and they would therefore not be entitled to wear it. Now, on the underside of many aprons, especially when you've been a past master, you'll oftentimes have your name and your year. This one just doesn't happen to have it, but it does have the Eye of Providence. And the Eye of Providence is something that a lot of people misunderstand. The Eye of Providence is something that it just tells us as Masons that God is watching. So don't do dumb stuff. Now, I realize that I'm kind of oversimplifying that, but that's what it kind of boils down to. You've seen it on the dollar bill. It's not simply a Masonic teaching. It's also general teaching that is used in mysticism, but it's also used in symbology. So it's a whole lot less mysterious than a lot of people would like to pretend that it is. Now, the apron that I'm wearing here, this is also a past master apron, and it's also the most decorative one that I have. Now you'll notice that it has, and I'm going to bring that up here, take that off so you can see it. You'll notice that it has some silver fringes. Now the interesting thing about the fringes is that, fringes are not, you're not supposed to wear gold fringes if you're not a Grand Lodge officer. I realize that some people do, and in some jurisdictions that might be acceptable. In my jurisdiction, you're really not supposed to wear gold unless you're part of the Grand Line. Also, a lot of Grand Lodge officers, which I am not one, will have some purple fringing or purple bordering around their apron. This one happens to have, again, the square and compasses with the sextant on it and some other Masonic symbologies. So again, this one doesn't have anything on the underside, but it is one of my favorites as far as the most decorative one that I have. Now this one that I'm wearing is actually also a past master apron. It's kind of cool for a couple different reasons. One of the reasons why I like it is that it's soft, it's very comfortable, but it's also vintage. Now, again, it has the sextant on it, and it has the silver fringes on it, the Eye of Providence. Interestingly enough, it doesn't have anything on the underside. This was actually given to me by the Grand Secretary of my jurisdiction. Somebody had brought it in, and he said, I've got a whole bunch of them, and this one, it was actually made in Michigan. But anyway, it's a vintage apron. I think it's pretty cool. It's got a different type of clasp than I'm used to seeing, so I wear this from time to time. I'll tell you, the interesting thing is, the one that I'm wearing right here, this is the one that one of the two that I'm the most proud of. I'll take that one off and show you. This is the past master apron from the Silas Lodge of Research. Now you'll notice that it has the insignias there, kind of the logo of the Silas Lodge of Research. Very few people have a apron that looks like this. This is kind of a coveted apron. It's really one of my favorites to wear when I'm out and about. It does denote me as being, this is something that only past masters of Silas Lodge of Research have. Interestingly enough here, just looking it over, it doesn't actually have the sextant on it. So it doesn't actually denote me as a past master, but I know that this is something that only past masters have. And this one does actually have my name and year that I served that was in 2024 as a past master of the Lodge of Research. It's a little more simple than the more decorative ones. It doesn't have any fringes, but it means a lot to me. I wrote a lot of papers. I led a lot of discussions. This serves as a reminder to me about my year in the East at Silas Lodge of Research. I mean, we grew, that lodge has grown. I think it grew from 80 to 120 in the year that I was in, maybe 90 to 120, and now it's up to about 150. So I'm really very proud of that lodge. Now, all that being said, the most important apron that I have is the one that I'm wearing right here. This is the apron, the simple, plain, white leathern apron of an entered apprentice, that was given to me after I became a Mason. It denotes innocence. It denotes purity. I am charged with keeping it clean, keeping it as spotless as I can, and there is no greater apron than a Mason can have than the apron that was given to him on the day that he was raised a Master Mason. So this is by far the most important apron that I own. Now, some people actually don't wear their aprons. And in fact, after they're raised, they will put their apron away in a closet or in a tube or in a box. And this is meant to be laid upon my earthly remains after I pass away, and then included into the coffin, or should I be cremated, go with me at that time. It is an eternal reminder that I am to be a good man and that I must adhere to the obligations. Some may call them oaths, but it's an obligation to be a good guy and not to be reckless and not to be a bad guy. I realize that's again an oversimplification, but if you are lucky enough to have been given an apron similar to this, then you are, I'm sure, a Mason. Now, this is an interesting distinction. In some jurisdictions, the craft, the brothers, they get aprons that have little rosettes, maybe one or two or three different rosettes that are on their apron that will decide, or that will kind of signify whether they are a Master Mason, an entered apprentice, or a fellow craft. My jurisdiction doesn't have that. This is the same apron that is used for all three. In fact, sometimes, especially when I'm doing a degree or traveling to participate in a degree, I'll wear this because there's no pretense. It is as simple, as basic as you can get. It is effectively me saying, I am the same as you, I'm no better, I am on the level with you. And that's just something that I believe that all degrees, when going to degrees, in my opinion, this is really the smartest and best apron to wear. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask those down in the comment section. Like, subscribe, follow. And it's really important, though, if you have questions, don't just assume. If you have comments or if you like any of these aprons, let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you have. And if you're a Mason, let me know what types of aprons that you have. What are you the most proud of? There's also one probably after February, March, that I'll be receiving that will have red fringes upon it. It will indicate me or denote me as being a past high priest, because my term will end as high priest at the end of February. I happen to be wearing a couple of different hats at this point. I'm the high priest, Kill chapter number 1, but I'm also the worshipful master of James M. Hayes Lodge. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you around.